Hey there, welcome to day 16 of our Get Up and Go Challenge, August 2020. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're talking about the SOAP framework. Today is day 3, or A, and I titled this Lights, Camera, Action. Just kidding, because it's not really about anything that has anything to do with drama or video, but it does have to do with getting going, starting, doing something, actually doing something, taking action. Now yesterday, as I'm going through the model this time, I'm working on wealth or finances, a financial area. And I said that my story, my thing was I wanted to make an additional $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. So in our O, yesterday O is all about options, one of the things I did was I hopped online and I Googled ways to make $3,000 a month. And the first thing that came up was 25 ways to make $3,000 a month, 27 ways to make $3,000 a month. And there were literally hundreds of options of different articles, different ideas. So if we ever think we don't have ideas, there's not options, there's not possibilities out there, just one thing I did had 27 different ways to make $3,000 a month, different creative ways. And if I look at the list and I think about it, it all boils down to looking at your skill set now, looking at what you're capable of, your past experiences now, and finding ways to creatively and quickly monetize them. So now that you've got this giant list of alternatives, I've got just this one list is 27 things, and there's also many possibilities because I brainstormed my own list as well. But remember, you brainstormed at least 10 things. So now that you've got those 10 things and you're looking at the list, how do you decide what to do? I like to do a couple of things. Number one, I know that I never want to leave the scene of a decision without taking some kind of action. That's why yesterday, after looking at the options, today we want to immediately do something. Now, the actually doing the Google search, that was me already taking action, right? It was taking action to research and discover what are the possibilities, because so often we get locked into thinking it's this or that. I'm laid off from my job, so I either get unemployment or my family's gonna starve. And if I don't get unemployment, or if I got, if my situation is different, if my business is shut down and I'm not allowed to make any money doing what I've done in the past, what am I gonna do? My family's gonna starve. So it's not A or B. So yesterday's options exercise was to remind us that there are so many different infinite possibilities, which is why I hopped online and did the Google search. Because every one of us, if you're listening to me right now, you've obviously got access to internet and to social media. So there's ways for you to do research. Even if you're saying, I don't have time for that, I can't do that. Well, if you need $3,000 a month, you figure out a way to do it. If you need more money coming into your life, you figure out a way to do it. So now, let's just say, for example, I'm looking at that list of 27 things. How do I decide what to do next? How do I always know what to do next? Well, I like to use some different tools, decision-making tools, and depending on how big a decision or how big a choice I need to make will determine how complicated the tool I use is. Sometimes, if I'm just looking at a couple of different alternatives, I just use the plus or minus strategy, where I take an alternative, I write all the reasons to do it, all the reasons not to do it. All the reasons to do it, of course, are the plus, all the reasons not to do it are the minus. Or if it's a more complicated thing, like say I want to find a way to generate $3,000 a month, I'm probably going to give each of those possibilities a little bit more consideration. But as I go through the list, I'm going to say, I'm going to analyze it and say, is it something I feel like doing? Is it something I want to do, I like to do, I'm confident or capable of doing? And if it's something I hate to do, that's probably not going to be the thing that I'm going to choose. I'm going to give that less weight or less importance in terms of my desire to do that thing. But as I go through the list, when we look at the list, I use my magnifying glass to look at the list. I would say what things appeal to me and what things would be easy for me to do. Do I already have a skill set that would be valuable to other people that I could hold a workshop? I could teach them how to do it online. I could do Q&As. I could answer calls. I could create a course. There's a gazillion possibilities, but what do I feel like I want to get done? Now, I'm a little scared, or I'm resisting because it's going to take more work and effort than I want to, or whatever bunch of excuses I can come up with. What am I going to do that I can quickly, easily I have the resources to do, and I can do right now. What's something I can take action on right now? So some of these, for example, were share your opinion or do reviews of other products and services, create and be an affiliate or recommend other people's products or services and get paid to do that. Online nowadays, there's lots of ways to do that. There's entire networks set up for selling different products and services online. And one of these is, sell some of your old stuff online. There's eBay, there's Amazon. Find some products or services that buy them cheap and sell them high. That's what the whole eBay is predicated on and based on, is selling products and services that you already have to other people through their network. So I want to look through my list and I want to pick something that I can act on right now, something that I can act on today. It's so easy to make excuses, right? Or to fall into our past beliefs and tell ourselves that we're scared. And I think the biggest thing that stops us from doing the things that we know we need to do, because if we're honest, making an extra $3,000 a month is not a huge undertaking. There's so many opportunities and so many ways to do it today. Again, if you don't believe me, Google it. Just Google it and then start reading through some of the lists and say to yourself, oh, I could do that. I could never do that. I can't see myself doing that. Yes, I could positively do that. For example, I would normally be attached to ideas of doing reviews of products or services, or writing or doing articles or blogging or copywriting or something, because I used to love to write. But as my vision has tanked and gone down the toilet, those are not going to be on the top of my list because of my own personal situation and physical challenges in areas that used to make those things easy. So you have to always filter everything through you. But what I like to do is ask myself, of this list of things, what do I think I can do right now that will move me toward my story that I'm telling myself, my situation of my desired vision of what I want? What is something I can do right now, act on immediately? And that's the thing that I'll often pick over something that I might think would give me more gain. I might go for, and I absolutely positively will do the thing I know that can get me into action the fastest. So if I know all I have to do is go on to somebody's site and write a review, and I can find ways to monetize that by just say we go on Amazon and we review some books and we share our Amazon affiliate link in order to generate some income. Is that a super fast way you're going to make $3,000 right now? No, but it's like everything else. It builds on each other. The fact that we got on, took action, and did something will lead us to the next thing that we need to do. It's about gaining momentum and getting a little bit of leverage on ourselves. And a lot of times, just overcoming our fear or our resistance. Resistance is just fear to doing something. And guess what? The fastest way to overcome fear is to take some sort of concrete action. Action trumps fear every single time. Because 98% or more of what we fear is going to happen never, ever, ever happens. We just build these things up in our mind that are never going to happen. So that's our challenge today, is pick one thing on your list, at least pick one thing up to 3, and take a step toward it. Take an actual action toward it, and then share in the comments below the action you took and if you got a result or not. Yes or no. Now, you might get a negative result. Guess what? Do you think everything I try and do and take action on works? No, absolutely positively, more things fail than ever succeed. Not just for me, but for every successful person that you've ever met, ever seen, or know. They don't talk about, we don't see the failures, but nobody is an overnight success. Nobody has tried something once and it was just like an overnight success. They've always done a whole lot of things leading up to that aren't glamorous, that aren't sexy, that aren't fun, that aren't exciting, so nobody talks about them. They don't talk about the hard work that they did for 20 years until they got the business idea that they put their whole heart into, worked at that for 5 years, and then it exploded. All you hear about is, oh, it exploded. They were, working at the post office, and all of a sudden they created and invented this billion-dollar thing. Yeah, guess what? We romanticize stories, and we talk about the easy things and the good things and the amazing aspect of things, but we forget about all the things that led up to it. That's it. That's our challenge for today. Action. Get up, go out, take action toward whatever area of your life you're working on: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, like me, relationships or contribution, and do one thing now, do one thing today, and then share in the comments below. Share if you got a result, because you don't have to say if it was good or bad, positive or negative or neutral, but that's how we know you took action. That's how we know you did something and you didn't leave the scene of your decision without taking action. Have an absolutely amazing day. I will see you tomorrow with day 17 of our Get Up and Go Challenge. It's going to be all about the P of our SOAP framework. Take care.